Kashidelek to all friends, brothers, sisters. Today I have been invited here by International Tibetan Buddhism Study Institute. There's another name also, one Taiwan Tibetan Buddhism Web TV. So they request me to talk something about Tibetan Buddhism. And I would like to speak a little bit about Tibetan Buddhism, how it alive in the Himalayan region, because I was born in Himalayan region. Of course, in this modern time, Tibetan Buddhism is spread all over the world, but I cannot mention all about that because I don't know, I have no experience in other country. While I would like to start from my own experience, how I feel with this Tibetan Buddhism. Actually, I born in small village, and my family are Buddhism, who belongs to the Tibetan Buddhism, but they are not Tibetan. I am not Tibetan, but they belongs to the Tibetan Buddhism. Just like in the Himalayan region, like Nepal, Bhutan, and also like India, like Eastern India and northern part of India. There are many people that who are following after the Tibetan Buddhism. Let's start like that. How to say now? When I was young, very young, like since like age 8 or 9, so family took me to the shrine room and to make a prostration to the Buddha's statues or something like that. And in our village, because all are following after the Tibetan Buddhism, so even Buddha's statue is a little bit different than other country, because Tibetan Buddhism, they practice more in the tantric yana. That is why even to the Buddha, they have put one crown on the Buddha's head. Did you ever see before? No, maybe not. Anyway, there is one Buddha's statue in Lhasa, that is called Lhasa Jo. So in Lhasa Jo, they have that statue is brought from India to the Tibet many years ago. I think many hundred years ago, exactly I don't know. And later on, by respect, they have offered one crown on the head, and it is nearly looking like another deity. It doesn't look like which is we can see the Buddha statue in the Bodh Gaya's temple or in another country. So I think that one another reason is why Tibetan Buddhism, they practice a lot of Tantriyana, means like in the first Buddhism to Tibet, when it come to the Tibet, during the king Trizong Delten, Dzogchen, he has invited the Indian Mahapandit Shantirakshita, but by many obstacles he couldn't spread the Buddhist Dharma in Tibet. So later on, at the request of the Shantirakshita, King invited the Guru Rinpoche. And after Guru Rinpoche visit to Tibet, so then Dharma is able to spread in Tibet, because in the story it says that he has tamed a lot of obstacles. He has removed a lot of obstacles that why it is not able to spread the Dharma in Tibet. That is why I think even now in like Himalayan region and the Tibet, they like to practice more in tantric, because maybe they like to how to say, it depends on that how they believe a lot to them. And what I'm going to say is like even in the Buddha statue, we can see different than other country. And when I grew up, so in I think it's 9, 10 or 11 years old, then I saw other religion also. But I have very strong belief to the Tibetan Buddhism by my background of this family. So I thought that the only Tibetan Buddhism is the Buddhism that other is not really Buddhism, because of my background of the family. So later on, in the age of 12, I went to India, and I saw the Theravada monk, and also some other Buddha statue, but I didn't feel that that is really Buddha's statue, because it has no crown on the head of the Buddha. Because like in our village, as I told earlier, that maybe some Lama from our village went to the Lhasa and they copy from the Lhasa Buddha Lhasa Jo, and they make in our temple, small temple. So my eye is familiar with that Buddha, not other Buddha, and other Buddha is feel a little bit strange. So but in my in my mind during that time, I don't really feel that other how to say, like Theravada monk, it is very difficult to come in mind that they are Buddhism, because they are totally different than us. Like wearing a cloth is different than us, speaking is different than us, and where they are making a wishing prayer or some offering or something like that, the Buddha statue is also different than us. But that is only my doubt. This is only my from my mind, that how I feel. So later on, I became a monk in my age 12, and I start to study a little bit, and also I travel to many places, one to another, and I have got many experience with one to another country, and actually finally I found that they all are same Buddhism, but the way how they are practicing is totally different. But I think that it must be different. It must be different. But the essence of the Dharma, it will be not different. What I'm going to say is, just like, of course, like Tibetan Buddhism, the source of the Tibetan Buddhism is from India, as same as the Buddhism is coming. The main source is from India, that which our Lord Buddha has given a teaching and enlightened and give a teaching was in India, and also many followers went to the India, and then they study there, and they go back to their own countries and they spread. So later on, when I grew up, so I started to study little bit more and more. Like now, before is I know only two Buddhism, like Tibetan Buddhism, and the, like who are staying in the India, like which is wearing the Theravadas robe, and this one, so on. But later on, so when we learn more about the country, so there is even more different kind of Buddha and different kind of our Buddhism followers. Like I've no that much experience in China, but like in here Taiwan, so Taiwan Buddha is a little bit fat like me. And also the monk's robe is totally different. And like I've visited many times in Thailand, and the monk's robe of the Thailand and India is similar, but Buddha is still different. How to say? In Thailand, the Buddha's head on the is very like a needle, very top, and like I saw like in the picture in the Japan is also different Buddha and the different monks' robe, and also like how to say, like in the Burma and the Thailand, it is neighbor country. They are neighbor country, but even though they have a little bit different Buddha face, Buddha statue, but how they are practicing and what kind of word, what kind of letter they are using, I don't know. But like us, like who are following after the Tibetan Buddhism in the Himalayan region, so we are using the word of Tibetan, so which was created by the Sambota, and so like by different country and different people have different culture, so it doesn't fit one culture to the another country. In that way, the action of doing, how to say, like the way of living is we can see it different, like how we are wearing the cloth, wearing the robe of the monk is different than one to another, because it depends on the country and the country's traditional. Just like like in my understanding, when I look back to the Indian, how to say, the Buddhist text which was written by the Indian master, and how they make the commentary in the Tibet, so I can feel that there became little bit change when it comes to the Tibet, because it depends on the situation, time. Like example, like in India, monks wear only light robe in India, but this kind of robe, if they use in Tibet, so maybe they will die by cold, very cold. But by in that way, how to say, the change, how to say, by the situation of the country, they have changed the robe and the style how to practice with their own tradition. But the essence is they all are like essence is following after the Buddha's teaching, what the Buddha has given a teaching 2,500 years ago in India. And but the main thing is, what I am going to say is, when I was young, I really feel that only the Tibetan Buddhism is the Buddhism, not other else, because of my background of the family and the environment. But later on, after I study, now I've been studying for many years in the Tibetan Buddhism. So after I found that all the practitioners who are following after the Buddha are going on the same way, following after the same way, because I think who are following after the Buddha, how to say, who are practicing the Buddha, Buddhist, we all are looking for peace and happiness. I think that is the same for all of us, But the main thing is, what I'm going to say is, by background of this kind of concept or family background, I have really feel that other are not Buddhism, but only the Tibetan Buddhism is the Buddhism. So when I found that, after I study the Buddhism, when I found that all the follower, like in many countries, many different style. So in that way, we cannot say that other is not a Buddhism. We are the best, like that. So that is my fault, actually, because I didn't know many things. I didn't see other things. So anyway, like in the Himalayan region, like as I told in earlier, that like in Bhutan is the, like I can say 90%. Maybe in modern time it is happening, like other religion is also inside, but 90% they are Buddhism in Bhutan. And like in the eastern part of India, like in Arunachal Pradesh, I have some friends when I was studying in India. They are from the eastern part of Tibet. Eastern part of India. And when I met them, I really surprised that they are also following after the Tibetan Buddhism, because they are very far out from us, our country. So, but actually not that far. But how I feel is, I know only small things, small things. So and also right now, I'm staying in Nepal. I forgot to introduce by myself first, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm staying in Nepal right now, in Nepal, and we have one institute, Shedra, in the Swayambhu, in Kathmandu. So I've been there now in same monastery like 18 years. 18 years I was staying there. I'm still staying there. So like in Nepal, I can say that 45% to 50% is Buddhism in Nepal. Like in Nepal, we can make a two part, like upper part, which is in the Himalaya side. They all are Buddhism, that who are following after the Tibetan Buddhism. Just like in the, if I count from the eastern part of the Nepal, like Sherpa, and then later on that Yolmo, and then Nupri, Nishang, Mustang. That is the one, how to say, district name, and also like that country are, how to say, that region are following after many 100 years after the Tibetan Buddhism. And like in the northern part of India, like Ladakh, Kunu, which I know, maybe more other, I don't know, but I have some friends from Ladakh and Kunu. So they all are very strong Tibetan Buddhism follower. So and in Nepal, I have also some friend that he is visiting every year even in the Pakistan. That he is saying that even there in Pakistan, there are some followers who are following after the Tibetan Buddhism, and also there is small village that even using the Tibetan letters. So, these all are Tibetan Buddhism. But we name as a Tibetan Buddhism because we are following after the teachings which come from India to Tibet, and then from Tibet spread to that region. So actually, because we are reading the text of the Tibetan letters, and many Tibetan, like in many this Himalayan region, in former time they went to Tibet to studies, and they return back to their own village, and they have make the school to study. So in that way, it has been spread in that Himalayan region. So that is why many 100 years they have been following after the Tibetan Buddhism. So how to say, the way how the practice, they do the practice, how they do the practice, the way of the practice, and how they behave is totally different, I can say. Even in the Tibetan Buddhism, there is a lot of different one to another. Even in the how to say, like in the Himalaya region also, as I mentioned, many villages. So one to another, they are following. They have their own style, that how they are following that how to beat the drum, or how to beat how to song the melody of the some how to say, praise to the Buddha or something like that. So they one to another different, but by that kind of different, how they pray, the different of that how they pray, the melody, the different of the how they beat the drum or something like this kind of tool things. So we cannot say that there is not that good and my one is the best. We cannot say that one, but how to say now, this all the way how they are doing, how they are doing. This all is just kind of the method of to practice. I mean to follow after the Buddha's teaching. Follow after the Buddha's teaching.
阿弥陀佛，我是贡嘎仁波切，是台湾藏传佛教佛法网络电视台的会员，希望大家未来护持这个网络电视台。阿弥陀佛。